Here are celebrities affected by the California Palisades fires.
More than 80,000 people have been evacuated, including several major celebrities.
A series of fires are continuing to ravage through Los Angeles, forcing more than 30,000 residents to evacuate their homes.
Ben Affleck was forced to evacuate his home and seek safer shelter further away from the impact area. According to TMZ, Ben fled to ex-wife Jennifer Garner's home, who reportedly lives nearby since the still friendly exes share 3 kids together.
Ben Affleck is reportedly rushing to Jennifer Garner's home as several fires continue to burn in Los Angeles.
After the fires made its way to Malibu, it destroyed Paris Hilton's beautiful beachfront property. Paris said she was heartbroken beyond words to see her vacation home burn to the ground on live TV in a lengthy Instagram statement.
Paris Hilton's Malibu beachfront property was destroyed, leading her to share an Instagram statement.
She confirmed that her family was safe and said her 11/11 media impact team is organizing a way to best support people affected. Paris reportedly purchased her scenic Malibu home for $8.4 million with her husband Carter. The latest events come just 5 months after Paris's trailer burned down on the set of one of her music videos. Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt announced that they were one of the many who lost their home due to the situation, with the latter posting just a few yards away from the fiery home.
Update, I'm watching our house burn down on the security cameras.
A source later revealed that the residence burned to the ground. In a heartfelt post, Spencer shared on Instagram that the one positive sign of the fire was that his son's bed burned in the shape of a heart. He finished by saying, "A sign of how much love was in this house, so thankful for all the years and memories there with our family." Adam Brody and Leighton Meester's lavish $6.5 million Los Angeles property also lit up. Photos obtained by Page 6 showed the couple's 5-bathroom, 6-bedroom house ravaged by flames. A shot showed flames bursting through a garage door with the roof completely burned off. The couple, who celebrated Brody's Golden Globes nomination just days before the massive blaze, did not immediately comment on the situation. Anna Faris was another Hollywood star to lose her multi-million-dollar mansion because of the blaze. Photos obtained by Page 6 showed only debris left behind. Anna's mansion was eco-friendly. She purchased the Pacific Palisades property for $4.5 million in 2018. Miles Teller and his wife Kylie Teller lost their dream home in Pacific Palisades, which they just bought for $7.5 million as a result of the fire. A photo obtained by Page 6 showed the property completely burned to the ground with only material from its foundation remaining. A vehicle parked in the front entrance of the home was also badly burned, per the images. Neither Miles or Kylie has commented on the loss of their home yet, but the latter shared an Instagram story post advising the neighbors to leave behind water bowls for animals trying to escape. Eugene Levy told the Los Angeles Times on January 7, 2025 that he got trapped in traffic due to other fleeing residents attempting to leave his Pacific Palisades neighborhood. He said he couldn't see any flames, but the smoke was very dark. It was then revealed that Eugene's house didn't last. A photo obtained by Page 6 showed only wooden posts left standing after Eugene's property succumbed to the situation. His son Dan Levy shared via Instagram story alongside a photo of an orange fiery sky, "Heartbroken for my family, my friends, and the people of LA affected." Anthony Hopkins' home in Pacific Palisades was left only as a pile of debris. A photo obtained by Page 6 showed his house completely burned down. He hasn't yet commented on what happened. Prior to living in the residence that was ravaged, Anthony lived in another mansion in the same neighborhood for 25 years. Billy Crystal was also among the growing number of stars who lost their home. Billy's property in Pacific Palisades went up in flames, and a photo obtained showed that mostly only tennis court remained intact. In 2018, Crystal gushed about his neighborhood, telling the Associated Press that it was the perfect combination of the present and future. "It's got so many lovely places and spirit about it. The approach of the environment is here. There's free bikes, there's great food, there's all kinds of things that are there for everybody." John Goodman's house in Los Angeles was also reduced to ashes. Not a single room was left standing in John's former home, as seen in the photo obtained. The image also showed the blackened swimming pool that remains in the backyard after the blaze. He has not released a statement on his personal loss or the events. Cameron Matheson announced via his Instagram story that him and his family were able to safely evacuate alongside a video of the massive flames. However, he then revealed a shared, separate, eerie video in which he drove around his neighborhood as most of the homes were gone. "The last property is where our house was," he captioned the clip. Cameron then stepped down from his car to walk around what little remained of the property and wrote over another video, "We are safe, but this is what's left of our beautiful home. Our home where our kids were raised and where they want to raise their own someday," he continued. "Thanks to all who reached out and checked in. Can't respond to all, so wanted to give an update here. Sending so many prayers to everyone being affected." Fergie's home was in danger of being burned down, but apparently still had a fighting chance, according to TMZ. Photos obtained by the outlet showed the helicopters monitoring from above as first responders attempted to salvage any properties they could. Fergie did not immediately issue a statement about what happened. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson's son, currently resides in Nashville, shared a heartfelt Instagram story as the flames continue to grow. He wrote, "The neighborhood I grew up in is currently burning to the ground right now. Pray for the Palisades." Hank and Wilson, who have owned many homes in the Pacific Palisades over the year, have not issued a statement. Travis Barker's two oldest children, Alabama Barker and Landon Barker, announced via social media that they were among the evacuees in Los Angeles. "Just evacuated from my home in Los Angeles. Please be safe," Alabama wrote. "They're saying the flames are spreading football field amounts in seconds." Landon added alongside a selfie via his Instagram story, "Praying for everyone this is affected." Ricky Lake took to Instagram on January 8th, 2025 to announce that their home was all gone due to the flames. "Ross and I lost our dream home. The description dream home doesn't suffice. It was our heaven on earth," her lengthy caption continued. "The place where we planned to grow old together. We never took our heavenly spot on the bluff overlooking our beloved Malibu for granted, not even for 1 second." She went on to call the loss an immeasurable one, as the home was also where she tied the knot with Ross Birmingham in 2022. James Wood, known for starring in films such as Once Upon a Time in America, took to X to share he was fleeing his estate alongside a video of the blaze approaching his property. "Leaving," he wrote in one tweet. He then added, "Hope everyone gets out safely." He later showed a close-up video directly of the outskirts of his backyard and another of a nearby home. In a separate tweet, he thanked all of the wonderful people who reached out to him and his family and shared that they were able to evacuate successfully. He concluded, "I do not know at this moment if our home is still standing, but sadly houses on our little street are not." Mandy Moore announced via her Instagram stories amid the blaze, "Evacuated and safe with kids, dog, and cats." Mandy, who shared 3 young children with husband Taylor Goldsmith, added that she is praying and grateful for the first responders. It's unclear whether Mandy had to leave the $6 million mid-century property she's been trying to sell since last summer, or if the family was already settled into a new place. Jennifer Love Hewitt shared a photo via Instagram of her driving past flames and said, "I have no words, only prayers and holding as much hope as I can for our home and our kids while we watch everything burn." She continued, "Thank you for every first responder fighting so hard for all of us. Thank you for every friend who reached out and new person I have hugged in tears in the last 24 hours. Whitney Cummings shared via her Instagram story that she is okay but was forced to evacuate. She noted that although people may be hesitant to leave because it clogs the road, she advised it's moving so fast that it's not the time to take chances. She concluded, "This changes everything forever." Chrissy Teigen documented her surreal experience packing to evacuate her Beverly Hills, California home. Chrissy told her followers she didn't have the words to describe the situation. She and John Legend brought their 4 kids to a hotel along with just as many dogs and 1 bearded dragon. Elizabeth Chambers and her 2 children evacuated their home. She told her Instagram followers that she returned the following day for remaining passports and valuables. Chambers called the view from her window positively apocalyptic. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are reportedly at risk of having to leave their $14 million home in Montecito, California, as the Sussexes face power outages and evacuations of his sprouts. According to The Telegraph, a Southern California Edison spokesman said, "It was considering power shutdowns because of a red flag warning and increased risk of flames." The rep reportedly said affected customers were being contacted, including Montecito. Celebrities who reacted to the 2025 LA fire.
Paris Hilton and husband Carter Ream losing their Malibu home to the LA fires.
Now that we're getting some daylight, what are you seeing in that area?
Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt shared that their family home was burned to the ground. Mandy Moore wrote an Instagram story that she was evacuated and safe with the kids, dog, and cat, as well as grateful for the first responders. In a second slide, Mandy went on to explain that she isn't yet aware of the status of her home, but that she was praying for everyone in their beautiful city. Chet Hanks, whose parents Tom and Rita Hanks, wrote that the neighborhood he grew up in is burning to the ground right now. Pray for the Palisades. Tom and Rita are reported to currently own a home in the area. Comedian and actor Eugene Levy was interviewed about the black, intense, very dark smoke clouding the skies in Los Angeles by the LA Times. He was part of the mass exodus of citizens fleeing the Palisades for their lives, which caused a major traffic backup. Josh Gad expressed his deepest gratitude and appreciation to our brave fire and rescue, the police forces who are doing everything in their power to keep the residents of Los Angeles safe right now. Mark Hamill shared that he and his family evacuated their Malibu home at 7 p.m. on January 7th and that he was praying for everyone to stay safe. Ashley shared a message of support to her friends, family, and everyone affected by these fires who live in Palisades and could be experiencing this. The former Real House Housewives of Beverly Hills shared her prayers for her friends in the Palisades who lost everything, as well as a resource for displaced residents to get free medication. The areas that were affected the most during this are Pacific Palisades, Malibu, and Altadena neighborhoods. These places were known for having breathtaking views. Stars like Billy Crystal, Paris Hilton, and Mandy Moore had their abodes in this region. Crystal's Pacific Palisades residence was his family home for 46 years, and it was all lost. Moreover, Paris Hilton's young son had taken his first steps in their Malibu property, which was now reduced to ashes. Mandy Moore also shared images of her Altadena neighborhood and expressed the numbness she felt due to such a great loss. In addition to these names, we have also Leighton Meester, Adam Brody, who lost their $6.5 million mansion. Billy Crystal, John Goodman, Miles Teller, Anna Faris are among the unfortunate actors who lost their homes to this disaster as well. It affected Eugene Levy, the iconic musician Diane Warren, the Oscar-winning actor Anthony Hopkins. The recent flames have erupted due to a combination of natural and human-driven factors. The strong Santa Ana winds, which had reached a speed of up to 100 miles per hour, were enough to fan the flames that led to an extreme and rapid expansion. The region was rather dry and low in humidity, so the erratic wind only heightened the flames' intensity. This cause is still being investigated, but experts have suggested that it could have been due to power lines, unextinguished campfires, and vehicle accidents. Here's a list of celebrities who lost their luxury houses in the Los Angeles flames. Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton's other beach house in Malibu got totally wrecked when the flames hit Malibu on Tuesday night on January 7th, 2025, and spread super fast. The flames also eliminated a bunch of popular local businesses along the beach.
Paris Hilton's Malibu home has burned down in the devastating Palisades fire.
Anna Faris's $5 million eco-friendly home got completely brought to the ground by these flames too. Aerial photos of the property show that there's nothing left but a pile of rubble where her house used to be. The flames also took down the home of Eugene Levy, the American Pie actor. He talked about being stuck in traffic with tons of other people trying to leave the area. Then there was Ricki Lake. Ricki Lake took to Instagram to share the sad news that she and her husband Ross Birmingham lost their dream home in Malibu. The couple tied the knot in the backyard of this house just a few years ago. Ricki Lake was really sad, as you can imagine, saying that their home was their heaven on earth, where they planned to spend the rest of their lives together. The flames have completely leveled Anthony Hopkins' home, leaving nothing but burnt trees and open gates. Officials don't know the total numbers of all affected yet, but at the time of filming this video, at least 100,000 residents have been ordered to evacuate, and almost 30,000 structures are at risk. Another 100,000 people have been warned to think about evacuating. Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag, the reality TV stars, lost their LA home in the recent LA flames. Spencer was actually seen watching the fire get closer and closer to his house. And Heidi posted a super sad Snapchat video about losing everything. Thankfully, they got out safe with their 2 sons. Miles Teller and his wife Kelly shelled out a whopping $7.5 million for their dream home in April 2023, but sadly it is now being completely lit up by flames. It also completely lit up a car parked in the driveway. Kelly shared some pics on Instagram. First, a dramatic shot of the blaze with a crying emoji, and then a post asking people to put out bowls of water for animals who were trying to escape. Billy Crystal's fancy house also got wrecked, except for the tennis courts. They're pretty much untouched. He and his wife Janice were super sad about it. They lived there since 1979 and raised their kids and grandkids there. Crystal said the house was full of love and memories that can't be taken away. Even though they're heartbroken, they're grateful for their family and friends who will help them through it. Kobe Smulders' house in Pacific Palisades also came to face with the flames. It all started on the side of the house and spread everywhere within minutes, even the firefighters trying to stop it. She and her husband bought the $5.6 million home in 2017 and spent a whole year fixing it up. The house had 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. In a 2018 interview, she said that the biggest splurge for the house was solar panels. Sandra Lee posted on Instagram crying about losing her home in the LA Palisades flames. She was sad but brave and promised to rebuild it.
I don't have a home anymore. My house is gone. It's literally gone.
John Goodman's home was eliminated in the LA flames. This was crazy, lighting up and traveling through 15,000 acres super fast. Now, all that's left of this Pacific Palisades place is a dirty pool and a driveway to nowhere. James Wood was nominated for an Oscar. He posted a video of a house 2 blocks away from his house that was completely on fire. He and his family had to leave Palisades because of the fast-moving flames. His house is ruined now, and he's already given emotional interviews recounting the whole incident. James also said that he and a lot of his neighbors don't have insurance anymore. A big company canceled a lot of their policies 4 months prior. Cameron Matheson, the General Hospital star, lost his LA home to the flames as well. He posted a video of the aftermath. It was still lit up with just rubble and ash left. Matheson was pretty sad about everything, saying it was sad to lose the home where his kids grew up and where he'd hoped they'd raise their own family. The flames in California right now are almost straight up apocalyptic. So many celebs call Cali home, so it makes sense that a lot of them are being affected by what's going on there right now.
A series of fires are continuing to ravage through Los Angeles, forcing more than 30,000 residents to evacuate their homes.
From Bella Hadid to Mark Hamill and Sandra Lee, it looks like a lot more celebs are evacuating.
More than 80,000 people have been evacuated, including several major celebrities.
Bella Hadid's childhood home, which once belonged to her mom, Yolanda Hadid, was heavily impacted. Bella hopped on her Instagram story on January 8th, 2025 to show a snapshot of the Malibu property caught amid the flames, plus another photo revealing that most of the structure was gone.
Bella Hadid shared a heartbreaking photo of her childhood home burning down amid the ongoing fires tearing through Los Angeles.
Superfans might remember this estate from its frequent cameos on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and fun fact, Yolanda sold it in 2015 per People. Can you imagine looking at pictures of a spot you grew up in and seeing it pretty much leveled? So emotional.
Bella wrote on the snap with a sad face emoji, "Childhood bedroom."
Milo Ventimiglia was visibly moved when checking out what remained of his Malibu, California home, which was very affected by the ongoing situation. You start thinking about all the memories he told CBS News on January 9th, 2025, referencing how hard it is to see his neighborhood in such distress. This unfortunate turn of events comes right as Milo and his pregnant wife, Jera Mariano, are eagerly awaiting their first little one. The duo, who quietly tied the knot in 2023, even watched their home get overtaken by flames throughout their security cameras. At a certain point, we just turned it off, Milo explained. Honestly, that's so sad to picture, but he sounds determined to move forward for his growing family. Eva Longoria had a short-lived evacuation experience, stepping away from her Los Angeles home after receiving a super scary alert on her phone. Luckily, she's back now and hosting a few friends who need a safe haven. On January 12th, 2025, the Desperate Housewives star jumped on Instagram to chat about how unsettling it felt to leave on such short notice. But she was quick to say she felt lucky to return. On top of that, she plans to donate to This Is About Humanity to support the frontline folks and families affected by the flames. You've got to love her generous spirit and how she's always ready to help others. Julia Louis-Dreyfus and her husband Brad Hall are another well-known couple whose gorgeous place was lost to the elements recently. Back in the early 90s, they snagged that Mediterranean-style spot with 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. Talk about fancy. According to the Daily Mail, it's now basically gone. Can you imagine all the memories they made over there in the decades just to see it all vanish? It's a tough pill to swallow, but Julia's always been resilient, so hopefully they'll bounce back in no time. The legendary songwriter Diane Warren opened up about her beloved beach house being heavily affected by the situation. She posted a photo of her sentimental rock with the ocean in the background, writing, "I've had this house for almost 30 years, in her heartfelt caption. It's tough to lose a place filled with so many creative vibes and personal moments. In her post, she talked about a rainbow shining on the rock, and took it as a sign of hope for everyone dealing with this tough situation. The best news, her animals and rescue ranch are safe. And if you follow Diane, you know how huge that is for her peace of mind." Sandra Lee also found herself caught up in the ongoing flames. On January 7th, 2025, she posted a chilling video saying, "As the fire draws closer, I pray for it," and expressing how unsettling the whole experience has been for her community. Then, only a day later, she confirmed on social media that her home was gone. She admitted she cried all night thinking about every perfect nook and cranny that was now lost. It's beyond tough imagining such a cozy place you poured your heart into just simply vanishing overnight. But Sandra's staying in touch with everyone and urging people to stay connected, which really shows her caring side. Star Wars icon Mark Hamill took to social media to share that he evacuated his Malibu home as he saw small fires on both sides of the road while heading out. In his post, he sent supportive vibes to others, calling this the most horrific fire since '93 and telling everyone to stay safe. You can practically feel his concern through the screen. We're all hoping that he and everyone else in that area stays calm and finds a way through it. Steve Guttenberg, a star from Police Academy who's also local to the same region, urged folks who fled to be mindful of how they park so that flame engines and other emergency responders can get through. We really need people to move their cars, he said, explaining that some neighbors are literally stuck in place because vehicles are blocking the roads. There's families up there, there are pets up there are people who really need help, he insisted. If that's not a real community PSA, I don't know what is. Everyone's just trying to pitch in however they can. Maria Shriver took to Instagram expressing her sadness over the whole thing, sharing a journalist's video of the aftermath for her followers to see. Everything is gone, she said, noting the impact on her neighborhood and local restaurants. She mentioned that even though she and her family have evacuated, they're safe, but so many friends have lost touch. It's incredibly emotional for someone who's been such a pillar in California for years to see her community facing such challenges. Celebrity hairstylist Jen Atkin revealed on January 8, 2025 that she and her husband Mike lost their homes in flames. Posting a tearful selfie on her Instagram story, she wrote, "This is weird to post, but our house is gone, our whole area demolished." Her words paint a picture of how stressful it must be for them, especially when she mentions everyone feeling scared and displaced. Despite this huge setback, Jen is still remaining positive, reassuring fans that she and Mike will always push through. Fun fact, she's well known for working with the Kardashian Jenner crew, so you know she's got quite a supportive circle to help her rebuild. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills newbie Bozoma St. John shared that she lost her Malibu mansion in Los Angeles. She posted a deeply personal Instagram update on January 9th, writing, "It is gone. This is an unimaginable loss. I grieve with the rest of Los Angeles." The carousel she posted includes tons of special memories of the home she described as the house I wanted, the house I prayed for, the house I worked for, in sweat and tears. It's definitely heart-wrenching, but she's proven that she's strong and resilient. No doubt she'll keep pushing forward for herself and her daughter Lael. Jean Ico also faced a huge challenge when her Los Angeles residence was impacted by flames. On January 9th, 2025, she posted on Instagram, "Me and my children's home is now gone. With all of our things inside, thankful we will still have each other. Starting from scratch, my heart is so heavy." She's mom to a daughter and a son, so this is clearly a major blow for their family. Still, she seems focused on gratitude, cherishing that her loved ones are safe, a reminder of what really matters. Joshua Jackson's getaway took a significant hit during the Los Angeles elemental setbacks. Originally purchased in 2001, the cliffside property boasted 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, a vintage Volkswagen, and in a statement to Deadline on January 12, 2025, he said, "First and foremost, importantly, my daughter, my family, my neighbors all made it out safe. Sadly, my beautiful home did not. But today, I feel incredibly lucky to be surrounded by the people I love." So amazing. Princess Bride legend Carrie Elwes confirmed that he and his family lost their home to the flames as well. Though he kept things as upbeat as possible, he wrote on Instagram, "Firstly, myself, my family are all safe. Sadly, we did lose our home, but we're grateful to have survived this." He went on to thank the brave first responders who worked tirelessly through the night and also acknowledged the overwhelming support from fans and neighbors. His sincere gratitude and relief that everyone's okay really shined through, showing that community spirit counts for a lot in these tough times.
Meghan and Harry are being called no better than ambulance chasers.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are lending a helping hand to those impacted by the Los Angeles wildfires.
From disaster tourists to ambulance chasers, Harry and Meghan's visit to LA has some Angelinos seeing red.
After they were seen reportedly helping after the LA flames ran through the neighborhood, people are thinking they only did it for fame.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were spotted distributing food and necessities at the Pasadena Convention Center.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry found themselves in hot water over the weekend after stepping out in Los Angeles to aid people affected by the blaze. While the royal couple's volunteer work initially appeared to be a positive gesture, actress Justine Bateman, 58, slammed them for clout chasing, pretty much. This got everyone on social media talking.
Family Ties star Justine Bateman slammed H&M for what she believes to be an insensitive photo op.
Justine, best known for her role on Family Ties, took to X, formerly Twitter, to criticize Meghan and Harry for what she viewed as a self-serving public appearance. "They are no better than ambulance chasers," Justine wrote, calling the couple's on-the-ground efforts a repulsive photo op. Justine went on to question whether Meghan and Harry, who don't live here, were simply touring the damage like politicians. Justine Bateman punctuated her critique with a common hashtag people are using for the situation before signing off. A video clip that Justine reposted showed the Duke and Duchess of Sussex helping out at a convention center in Pasadena, California, where many residents displaced by the raging flames have taken shelter. As of yet, Meghan Markle and Harry's reps have not responded to Justine's comments or other media inquiries. Meanwhile, Pasadena Mayor Victor M. Gordo had a different take when speaking with Fox 11. He expressed gratitude for the couple's presence, calling them great people, great personalities, and great heart.
Prince Harry and Princess Markle here, Meghan here.
Well, it's great people, great personalities.
The mayor described a moment when Harry grabbed a donut for a person who had asked for one, prompting the stranger, unaware of Harry's royal background, to joke, "If you ever run for anything, I'll vote for you." Despite the positive words from local leadership, the flames continue to run across Los Angeles County.
Really, they just wanted to be supportive. We visited with some of the affected families.
Authorities recently confirmed that Meghan and Harry's own Montecito residence is located in a high-risk zone, but the pair remains safe and is offering their home to friends forced to evacuate. The couple's Archewell Foundation has also donated supplies and clothing, while Markle postponed the release of her upcoming Netflix show, With Love Meghan, due to the ongoing situation. They're not the only famous faces who have shown up to help. Jennifer Garner was spotted volunteering, and countless others are doing their part under the radar. However, even as some stars join the relief effort quietly, Meghan and Harry's high-profile appearance has drawn further critique online.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are lending a helping hand to those impacted by the Los Angeles wildfires.
A YouTube personality named Neil Sean reportedly claimed the Sussex team tipped off the press about the exact time and place of their arrival, suggesting it was staged. A commenter agreed, saying, "It would have been better for them to show up without telling the press and spend the day actually working. Maybe they wouldn't have had all these news stories and photographs about them." Another commenter weighed in, "I agree with Justine. It comes off like a gesture to give them a photo op to raise their popularity rating. She didn't want to work in England, but does this." And a user replied, "Yes, it was just a photo op. That's the only reason they were there. Notice in every photo, she is always centered in the middle of the photo. Nothing different here." In addition to Mayor Gordo's praise, local volunteers also voiced approval for the couple's efforts, noting that Meghan and Harry spent hours with first responders and evacuees. One volunteer, who asked not to be named, told KTLA they showed genuine concern and kept asking how they could help more. "I personally didn't see cameras hovering around them." However, others question how much was done outside of public view, wondering whether the couple's star power might overshadow the day-to-day work carried out by lesser-known volunteers. Some onlookers whispered that the pair left sooner than expected to avoid constant scrutiny from local paparazzi, while Meghan and Prince Harry are providing tangible help to people affected by the blaze, like donating resources, providing shelter, and actually showing up in person to lend a helping hand. People are still divided about whether or not they are doing this for clout. Supporters applaud Meghan and Harry for stepping up, while critics like Justine Bateman and others on social media insist that if the couple truly wanted to help without fanfare, a private visit would have spoken louder than the snapshots now circulating everywhere.
The roaring flames going on in Hollywood rarely spare anything.
As people in Southern California face a 6th straight day of deadly wildfires, crews...
But some of these celebs got lucky. Really lucky. I mean, saved by inches lucky. Tom Hanks, Mandy Moore, and others have been spared for the time being by the elements. Tom Hanks's estate in the Pacific Palisades stood strong while many around it were severely affected.
Tom Hanks's $26 million home narrowly avoided the raging LA wildfire.
His clifftop mansion remained intact with its signature white walls and green yard, even though the property just above it saw most of its structure disappear, leaving only scattered debris and lingering smoke. Mandy Moore shared on social media that her main house remains, though it's not currently livable. She wrote, "We were able to park and walk up to our street to bear witness to all the loss. Miraculously, the main part of her house is still standing. For now, it's not livable, but mostly intact." Mandy explained that her musician husband, Taylor Goldsmith, and brother, Griffin, lost their music studio, along with the garage and back house. A neighboring home was reduced to almost nothing, with Mandy confirming that they lost everything. Photos revealed that the front portion of her place appears relatively unharmed, but the studio and an adjoining area are heavily impacted. Mark Hamill, who is in Star Wars and is an icon, had to evacuate too. He will be relieved his Malibu residence avoided the worst. The home is fully upright, even though an annex is shockingly close to a neighbor's property that didn't pull through the flames. Only a brick chimney and a few drawers remain on that lot. Mark Hamill took to social media to share that he evacuated his Malibu home as he saw small fires on both sides of the road while heading out. In his post, he sent supportive vibes to others, calling this the most horrific fire since '93 and telling everyone to stay safe. You can practically feel his concern through the screen. We're all hoping that he and everyone else in that area stays calm and finds a way through it. Steven Spielberg's sprawling retreat, valued at tens of millions, also skirted the elements. Much of its lush greenery and pool area stayed intact, though nearby structures weren't as fortunate. The Palisades region continued to see widespread damage, but Spielberg's address remains a surprising pocket of normalcy. Hunter Biden's Malibu home escaped despite land being scorched directly beside it. The area to the right shows a small building that's mostly gone, while the left, where Hunter's place sits still, appears unscathed. A few other celeb spots, including Jennifer Love Hewitt and Kate Hudson's, also remain, but the surrounding neighborhood haven't been so lucky. Multiple blazes continue to run across LA, with at least 10 individuals confirmed no longer with us, though many fear that the number could be higher. Local tension escalated when a suspected man allegedly tried starting another blaze near a celeb enclave. The neighbors tackled and tied him up until law enforcement arrived. Officials say that they're treating the spot as a scene while the Kenneth flame continues to cover more than 1,000 acres. The man, believed to be in his 30s, is in custody as investigations unfold. Though some prominent homes remain standing, the greater Los Angeles area continues to face uncertainty. Many families are still displaced, and the effort to contain all the active flames is ongoing, underscoring a tense time for the city and its residents. Sadly, some well-known personalities faced significant impacts, but a few notable addresses narrowly avoided the worst.
P. Diddy has a wild connection to the LA fires that you won't believe. One of his survivors has spoken about what's happening long before it even started, apparently.
In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence.
In a city already rocked by massive flames and celebrity evacuations, one house remains curiously untouched. Diddy's lavish 17,000 square foot Los Angeles estate. The fact that Diddy's home has emerged untouched while he sits behind bars has ignited a new theory, led by none other than Catherine Austin Fitts, a former government official turned podcaster who loves stirring the pot. According to Catherine Austin Fitts, the blazes that have consumed mega mansions belonging to stars like Miles Teller, Anna Faris, and Anthony Hopkins may have been orchestrated to cover up Diddy's allegations.
How many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list?
Naturally, social media is going wild over this one. On her Financial Rebellion podcast, Catherine Austin Fitts let loose with questions about whether any high-profile players linked to Diddy have been significantly impacted. In situations like the LA Flames, I look at patterns. I look at some of the communities involved, she said on Thursday, January 9th, 2025. How many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list? She's referring to what theorists call the Diddy list, an unconfirmed roster of celebrities who allegedly moved in the same circles as Diddy and attended his infamous freak-off parties. Gossip about these parties has circulated for years, with rumors of very wild activities and even darker claims made in formal documents. Diddy's star-studded list of friends is well known. Everyone from Jay-Z and Beyoncé to Jennifer Lopez and Leonardo DiCaprio has been photographed alongside him at one point or another. However, those convinced by Catherine Austin Fitts point out that while Paris Hilton, also supposedly on the Diddy list, lost her Malibu home to the flames, Diddy's Holmby Hills mansion remains perfectly intact. It's located at 200 South Mapleton Drive, near the edge of the Pacific Palisades, where nature has been especially wild recently. Yet, somehow, his property continues to stand tall without so much as a scratch. This little detail has only fueled chatter that perhaps the massive flames, the biggest LA flame in history, responsible for running through thousands of acres and displacing over 180,000 people, was used as a convenient shield to get rid of evidence related to Diddy's allegations. Before the rumors could run away completely, certain Facebook posts claimed the mansion had actually been reduced to its foundation, rendering it impossible to be investigated. A prime example came from a user who posted, "P. Diddy's mansion in California has been completely consumed. The house would have been under investigation in a couple of days." That post used a photo of a home from over a decade ago, confirmed by the Cincinnati Enquirer to be from January 2014, making the entire claim blatantly false. Newsweek also chimed in, confirming Diddy's mansion was, in fact, fine. Even more interesting details surfaced when an alleged survivor, Allie Carter, came forward with claims that she'd been subjected to certain things at Diddy's parties. Allie, who has a website describing her experiences, has been gaining online traction since November 2020. She insists Diddy's freak-offs were hotbeds of activity. Though some might dismiss her story as another unverified rumor, her videos and statements have certainly added fuel to the theories surrounding Diddy. In October 2024, Allie Carter's video was shared on Facebook by Coco Can't Be Denied, where she teased a future arrest and also dropped cryptic hints about suspicious flames. She warned that these would appear accidental at first, but would later be linked to cover-ups once the truth came out. In December 2024, she reiterated those claims to Stu Peters, explaining how she was also transported through underground tunnels beneath schools, mansions, and amusement parks. Meanwhile, Diddy's mansion continues to sit pretty, despite being close to the Palisades flames. All the while, celebrities all around him, Anthony Hopkins, Miles Teller, Anna Faris, and plenty more, have been forced to run from their homes or watch their properties turn to ash. Actor and comedian Eugene Levy was also part of the mass exodus, dodging the flames that brought an end to the lives of at least 16 Californians. As for Diddy, he remains behind bars, with claims still spreading about his unaffected house being just too fishy to ignore. Celebrities like Kim Kardashian were caught wasting water supplies during the LA fires. The situation in LA looks so desperate, with people not even sure if they can go back home after all of it is over. But then you have certain celebs who were accused of wasting water supplies during the whole thing. Kim Kardashian, who lives in a lavish $60 million estate in the Oaks, once faced a hefty fine for exceeding her water allotment by a staggering 232,000 gallons. The neighborhood sits near the center of California's flames, and critics argue Kim ignored warnings to conserve water because she could afford the fines. Meanwhile, other celebs like Sylvester Stallone and Kevin Hart also got hit for going over their limits. As the blazes wreak havoc, Kim's sister, Khloe Kardashian, is taking aim at Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. Calling the mayor a joke, Khloe blasted the city's leadership for allegedly cutting funds from the fire department and inhibiting its efforts to contain the Palisades flame. She backed the head of the department, Chief Kristen Crowley, praising her emotional call-out of the city's missteps. Khloe's rant, however, blew up in her face as people quickly pointed out the Kardashian family's own history of drought violations. Local officials report that at least 16 people have been taken by the elements, largely linked to two main blazes, the one from the Palisades and the one from Eaton. As Khloe demanded more funding for firefighters, social media erupted with accusations that she and Kim are out of touch, given their water-wasting habits. Critics questioned how the sisters could slam elected officials while ignoring drought rules themselves, especially since their homes reportedly used hundreds of thousands of gallons over the legal limit. Back in 2022, Khloe allegedly consumed more than 101,000 gallons beyond her permitted amount. Though the Kardashians have tried installing water-saving measures, some neighbors remain unimpressed, accusing them of irresponsibility. The sisters are seen as emblematic of a rich person's entitlement, paying off fines instead of adjusting their extravagant lifestyles. The timing of Khloe's public condemnation of Mayor Bass couldn't be worse, especially for someone whose family continues to spark outrage for not obeying drought restrictions. Public sentiment suggests frustration with celebs who lecture city officials yet sidestep environmental guidelines themselves. One critic on social media bluntly told Khloe to STFU, implying she only speaks up when her own circle is threatened. Others zeroed in on how the Kardashians push luxury brand images, yet fail to match that branding with environmental responsibility. Despite the backlash, Khloe remains steadfast in her stance that the city's budget cuts severely hamper firefighting efforts. She praised the dedication of rescue teams and pointed to figures showing a $17.6 million budget reduction for the Los Angeles Fire Department over the past 2 fiscal years. Khloe insists leaders should have taken preventative measures and preserved more funds for emergencies, given how unpredictable nature can be in drought-plagued California. Meanwhile, critics continue pitting the Kardashians' personal water overuse against the glaring situation faced by neighboring communities. Local chatter suggests the sisters might need to adopt more eco-friendly landscaping or scale back their lawns to reduce water consumption. Environmental advocates argue that a region prone to drought and other natural elements can't afford celebrity indulgences, even when those stars can pay off whatever fines come their way. Ultimately, if the Kardashians want to avoid further backlash, they may need to demonstrate a deeper commitment to community well-being, especially as climate change intensifies California's cycles of drought. In a world that's growing increasingly wary of hypocrisy, it's not enough to point fingers at politicians. Unless the family genuinely changes how they manage their resources, the public may never take their calls for civic responsibility seriously. Justin Baldoni's lawyer lost his house to the LA fires, and people are pointing the blame at Blake. It's definitely a rare type of sad time when you lose your house, but it sure does change how you feel when people keep saying someone else is responsible. The Palisades flame has claimed the home of star attorney Brian Friedman, right as he's in the middle of high-profile litigation involving It Ends With Us actor-director Justin Baldoni and co-star Blake Lively. Brian confirmed to DailyMail.com that his multi-million-dollar Pacific Palisades property was taken out, joining an unfortunate list of Hollywood personalities who lost everything, including Billy Crystal, Anna Faris, Leighton Meester, and Spencer Pratt. Brian, who has repped figures like FKA Twigs, Bethany Frankel, and Kevin Spacey, has been defending Justin against Blake's allegations of on-set harassment. Justin denies all wrongdoing, even suing the New York Times for $250 million over a piece he calls defamatory. Despite the tragedy unfolding in the Palisades, Brian still found time to go hit the front lines on Justin's behalf. On January 7, 2025, the day flames began. Brian appeared on the Meghan Kelly show and took aim at Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, for creating a Deadpool character named Nice Pool, which Brian says was an intentional jab at Justin. He criticized Ryan for poking fun at the situation, arguing that if your spouse was really treated that way, you wouldn't turn it into a comedic storyline in a massive Marvel film. Brian insisted Ryan's approach undermines Blake's own claims. If someone is going through something like that, you don't make fun of it. It's a serious issue, he told Meghan Kelly, adding that formal HR complaints, not satire, are the proper way to address these kinds of things. He sees Nice Pool, complete with a man bun, references to a recent pregnancy, and a vow of feminist ideals, as a direct knock at Justin's public persona. Anybody can see the clear similarities, Brian argued, and it was meant to humiliate Justin. That same day, Brian sent letters to entertainment executives and the director involved in Deadpool projects, warning them to preserve all materials related to Ryan and the Nice Pool character. The lawyer claims key documents could be crucial if Justin files more legal paperwork. While Brian was busy issuing these notices, the elements were running through the Palisades, ultimately taking out his own home. Officials say some people have been lost in this particular flame, with another 3 people affected. Overall, 25 people have been reported as gone across Southern California's recent wind-fueled elements, and the sheriff's office fears that number will rise, as nearly 30 people are still missing. The Palisades fire alone has taken out more than 23,713 acres, though firefighters say the worst might be over. A specialized team is now investigating what triggered the whole thing, joined by state and local authorities. The president, meanwhile, urged Congress to approve billions of dollars in federal aid. He praised first responders as angels on the front lines, while the vice president called the aftermath truly sad. Brian's loss really shows the reality of what happens to people during times like this, which don't spare even Hollywood's biggest legal names. He and his wife Denise had owned their $5.5 million Palisades estate since the early 2000s. Now it's been reduced to ashes. Still, Brian's pressing forward with Justin's case, telling media outlets he plans to hold both Blake and Ryan accountable if it turns out they orchestrated Nice Pool specifically to shame Justin. What do you guys think about the situation in LA?
All of these celebrities using other people's pain and suffering as a photo op.
Celebrities get called out for using the LA fires for fame. Kelly Osbourne called out certain celebrities for allegedly using people who have been affected by the Los Angeles flames to get attention. Is it just me being my usual cynical self, or is it really disturbing to see all of these celebrities using other people's troubles as a photo op to say, look, I'm helping, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, she said in a since deleted Instagram video, which was reposted to TikTok. I don't believe you help so that you can get attention for helping. I believe you just help because you want to, Kelly added. I think Kelly Osbourne is super gorgeous. I love her family. I'm a huge fan of Sharon and Ozzy. With that being said, some fans have called Kelly a little negative Nancy in the past. Others have said they see her as kind of an airhead. These comments that she made, I don't really agree with them or see them as helpful. This isn't saying anything against her as a person, it's just my opinion. I think some people, of course, are jumping on the bandwagon. My favorite take on this was from celebrity expert Cerise Fairfax. Here's what she had to say.
Hey Jess, hey FTD News fans, Cerise here. I just wanted to weigh in on the California wildfires. Whoa. There is a lot of speculation going around, but without getting into the speculation right now, it seems like there are a lot of celebrities jumping on the bandwagon. It does seem like a lot of these celebrities are celebrities that we actually forgot about. They're no longer relevant. Are they using it to their gain? Quite possibly. You see, this is just what they do. They're in the entertainment field. But this is not an entertaining situation. This is a disturbing situation. So even though there are those celebrities jumping on the bandwagon, to get maybe the next reality show, or just to become relevant, even if it's just their brand new 5 seconds of fame, then I'm pretty sure this too shall pass. Now, there is something else that I am seeing about the celebrities. Some of them are encountering life-devastating trauma, losing their homes, losing their most prized, valuable items. They didn't have but a split second to remove all the things that are important to them out of their homes. Like, let's really think about it. These celebrities probably went shopping all around the world, probably to Dubai and everywhere else, to buy these most expensive items, never thinking that they would get burned in fires. And now they have had that experience. And many of them are now going to go out and help other people in the world. They're going to help other people internationally. So where there's negative, there too lies positive. And I'm thinking that a lot of these celebrities, whether they're relevant or whether they are right now, are going to also help other people around the world. The wildfires is a very serious situation, so all we can do is send our love and our prayers and our positive energy to California.
I agree with Cerise's take on this completely. I hope it does inspire celebrities to start helping other people, even though it's heartbreaking to see people go through what they're already dealing with. The daughter of Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne went on to say that she is perplexed by how some A-listers have responded during the flames in California. "I'm so confused. I think it's so wrong," Kelly continued to say. "No one asked you to come out and give hugs. Go home." Although she didn't name any specific celebrities, a lot of fans were quick to assume that she was referring to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Well said, Meghan and Harry brought a full film crew with them for their own benefit PR stunt, one person claimed in the comments. "So you mean Meghan and Harry?" Yes, and Jennifer Garner probably," another user added. The Duchess of Sussex was seen in footage paying a visit to the Altadena teen girls' headquarters, where she volunteered and donated clothes and beauty products to those affected by the Eaton flames. She and Harry also paid a visit to the Pasadena Convention Center, where they were photographed hugging and consoling people who were displaced by the flame. In light of the situation happening in her hometown of LA, Meghan also postponed the release of her Netflix show With Love, Meghan. Kelly is the first to blast these guys for seeking a photo op during a crisis. Justine Bateman also directly slammed the royal couple on social media. "Meghan Markle and Harry are no better than ambulance chasers. What a repulsive photo op they achieved," she wrote via X on Saturday before labeling them as opportunists. In response to Justine's remarks, a source told Page Six that Meghan and Harry thought the claims were offensive. Meghan was born and raised in Los Angeles, so this is and will always be home to her, the insider added. Her heart is completely broken for all of the lives that have been lost and for those homes that have been taken away by these flames. Other stars who have been helping the situation include Jennifer Garner, Jessica Alba, Bethany Frankel. Some of Hollywood's elites have also offered support by making donations. Jamie Lee Curtis donated $1 million to a relief fund, while Beyonce's Bay Good Charity Foundation pledged $2.5 million. Kim Kardashian has donated items from her skin clothing line, while Jennifer Lopez donated items from her own closet. With all of that being said, this really sucks that it's happening. I hope that everyone keeps their head up high and gets through this. My heart goes out to everyone dealing with these disasters. It's inspiring to see people keeping their heads up